Welcome to Warblog. This is a development video for quizzes which I've been working on. The quizzes are not going to be on every game, but let's get sort of straight to it. Because I got one on here, I think. But they're going to be on choice games. The good thing about them is that I can I'm not sure what I think about it. Is I can readily add them. They're actually sort of fun to do. Anyway, let's get to it. Here's a quiz. So basically, there's going to be 5 questions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you press the submit thing down there. They're multiple choice. They're supposed to be easy, but they're supposed to sort of, test whether you're thinking. You might not know the answer to this, but when it's written on the map, 33rd, then you should know that. What governor is Darlin? Well, the thing is, this sort of question is not really. You're not really supposed to know the answer to this. It's just when I thought of this question, I thought that the key thing behind this question, you're looking at the word governor. If you actually look at my video, I get a bit caught up on the governor because it's a particular word. I mean, in England we don't have governorates, we have counties, and in America you have states, and in other places you have other things. And obviously in Yemen they have governorates. And so that's what you're sort of learning here. It says, what's governor is Darlin? Well, I like these because it could be, well, that's too obvious, isn't it? Darl governor. No, it has to be something else. You should know that it's not Ib, because Ib is sort of like clearly somewhere else that's quite high profile. I was going to do with the other one as well, Tiaz. So anyway, it's Darl. So you can click on, you don't have to click on the radio button, you can click on that and it will work. If you read it's not in the video, it's not in the write-up, it's in the Wikipedia thing. I think I've mentioned it in the video. How many prisoners did the Houthis take? I mean, it's 300, but the thing is, I've sort of spread it out so that it's believable. So it's 300. It doesn't matter whether you get them right or wrong. Who's the leader of the Hadi forces? Again, this is another sort of trick question in the sense that it should be quite obvious. But I played around with it, and I'm pretty sure it's Abdurabu Mansur Hadi. Now, I didn't know who it is, but what I'm saying is you can sort of figure it out. But it's supposed to sort of, make you think a bit, because basically the conclusion of answering this question is just sort of reinforcing the concept of that Hadi is a person's name, and I'm pretty sure it's that. When was the Southern Movement formed? Well, this is I played about on this. I did this with one of the other ones. You might be thinking, well, it must have been years ago, or it must have been just when the beginning of the war came about. I mean, you wouldn't really know this unless you actually looked it up. But the thing is, you could look it up. You could go and you think. But the thing is, you might also be thinking, well, who the hell is the Southern Movement? Well, obviously we've got the Southern Movement here. There they are, Southern Movement. So they're these units here. And so basically, these are what these questions are designed to do. Let's just put in this one. I know it's wrong, but then you click Submit Answers, and then it tells you basically whether it's correct. Maybe I should make that a bit darker, or whether it's wrong. And then you can just click the right one, try again. I'm really happy with that. But I really think that that's sort of quite a nice way to do multiple choice questions, and I'm trying to make them educational. I'm not sure that people will really get a lot out of them. I did a video before I did this basically announcing that I was intending to do this, and my reason was slightly different. It wasn't different actually, but it was sort of, I was referring to in a book on sort of, I think, the 72 India-Pak war, and it had questions in it, and a lot of them were open-ended. Explain this, explain that. The multiple choice means you can get the answer, but it just engages another aspect of the brain, I think, in the sort of learning process. I mean, this is not an educational site, but I think it's very much sort of leans towards that sort of thing. It is for developing your understanding on modern warfare from the capacity that the site is able to deliver that sort of comprehension. But it's I'm not under any illusion. I mean, for example, there's only 5 questions, and you get to the point where there's a lot more that you could be asking if you really wanted to sort of get to grips with this. But I think people should be able to sort of engage with a particular scenario, and then sort of feel at least slightly capable of addressing some questions on it. I've done a few more, but one of the things that I'll post sort of touch on. I mean, for example, there's one for if you go back, because what I am doing is something else as well, and it's preparing sort of magazine sort of thing. I think I've done one for Araka, because I'm working from the back and going forward, so I'll be doing one for every game. I think I've done one for Araka. Yeah. So it's exactly the same thing. And now the thing is, you probably find that, again, I don't expect people to know the answers. It's not as though the answer is definitely there, but they're just sort of things that sort of help you to sort of figure things out. I mean, for example, big part of the Araka one scenario is the presence of the 17th Division, and sort of say, well, what are they? Well, I'm pretty sure they're mechanized infantry, but you might forget. Let's try that. What group below was not part of the rebel force? Now in this one, I actually think it's the Syrian Arab Republic. Pretty sure that these two were. So it's one of these. Let's try that. Who was the president of Syria? I like these questions because it's the same guy as it is now. I think it's pretty much Assad. But is it Hazef al-Assad or is it Bashir al-Assad? It's Bashir. But the thing is, in 5 years' time, it might be someone else. So, whether you use the present or past tense is, not massively significant, but I know it's worth bearing in mind. What organisation did the Syrian Islamic Front eventually become? I think it's the Islamic Front. And how many Syrian army casualties killed were there? And I think there were 30. But again, you can just sort of do that, and see, I got that one wrong, so I can figure it must have been this one then. And yeah, I got it. So you can see how that works. And so this is the video really for that. There's not much more to say. I mean, obviously, I could go on forever now talking about multiple choice questions. It's not rocket science. It's simple. But hopefully that will give you a bit more of another angle to sort of getting something out of these games. So I haven't done one for the Anglophone. I thought I had, but I could go back, and as I said, because as you said, I did the last one there. It's simple to do these questions. I enjoy setting the questions. They're not complex. You just sort of find the primary resource and just ask a bunch of questions. It's just so simple. I think I did advance on Tripoli. Yeah. So what is the name of the operation under which the LNA assault is being carried out? I think it's Flood of Dignity. Who is the leader of the LNA? Colonel. It's things like this. It's so Colonel Gaddafi is so wrong. But the thing is, what you got to bear in mind when you're doing these sorts of things. a lot of Westerners just don't know. And they think, oh, Colonel Gaddafi, that sounds familiar. And that's about it. But, anyone that really knows, it's got to be General Khalifa Haftar, because they keep referring to him as Haftar forces. Where is the head of operations for the Libyan National Army? Now, anyone that sort of is really familiar with this Libyan civil war, this is just a stupid question. But the thing is, you're angling this at people like me, even that will probably forget. I've got a brain like a sieve. But for these, this is the level we're at. We're just trying to sort of, just to show that you're thinking, just to show that you're awake and you're aware. But it's not Tripoli, it's not Cairo. But I have a laugh when I do these. I think it's Tobruk. And I think, yeah. Anyway, what is the largest city? I know this one is Tripoli. And when was the government? I like these ones. These are nice, simple questions. When was the Government of National Accord formed? Because you might think, oh, it must be sort of like a 1918 thing. Or was it 2010 or was it 2016? It has to be 2010, doesn't it? Well, that's wrong, you see. But I got everything else right. Look at that. I got them all right. I even sort of was half guessing at that one. But I wonder when it was. Yeah. But anyway, so that's the sort of the nature of these things. And I was going to do them so that this shouldn't be there. This is all part of the new scheme of things. You can see this is an image that's in line. And I've got a new scheme of things where I can have 5 of these, and these will be in the print magazine. But it's a lot harder than setting these questions. These questions are easy and they're fun to do. So there's going to be a lot more of them. I'll just go through whenever I've got a moment and doing some. But what I was just trying to say, I've forgotten now. Oh yeah, I was going to set the questions up so that only paying members could use them. But I sort of thought, well, I still think it might work if I set, so that basically you can look at the questions, you can see the options, but you wouldn't be able to do that unless you're a member. I'm in half a mind on that. I just think it's such a good thing that anyone that's not a member would, I don't want to, I just don't think it's of such significant value to keep on the pay side. And not offer it as free. And plus, I think if people actually start looking at this and find it sort of, I think it's educational. Right? I'm trying to think of the word where it's entertainment and educational. I can't remember what it was. It's a made-up word, isn't it? Something like edutainal. Yeah, my brain just doesn't work like that. So anyway, so that's it really. So there's the brand new feature. I hope I hope if you're a regular of Warblog, and there are people that are regulars. I have my own little analytics thing, but I tend to sort of focus mainly on this. And there's hardly anyone there. That's what it mostly looks like. It's just one person, me. The thing is, if you click on this, what you'll sort of pick up on, there's actually quite a few people from 7 countries, and this United States one, just today, I mean, just happens to be today, has looked at 33 pages, and you get quite a few people. France and Spain are 2 popular places, so someone from France has come in and looked at about 8 pages. Someone from Spain has come in and looked at 3, and 3, it might not sound a lot, but you get this sort of churn of people, and I think there are regulars, and then they're typing in things like Warblog, and how do I press the back button? And so if you are a regular, etc., I think that this again, I'm just talking crap now, but this might give you a sort of the extra angle. Let's just do this one for a laugh. As I said, they're really easy to do, whereas the magazine side of things is difficult. I haven't done any of those yet. Why did India shell 7 locations across the Iraqi? I can't even bother to say that. Targeting terrorists, retaliating for Pakistani shelling, targeting Pakistani forces in demilitarized zone. Rakhi and is in Indian-controlled Kashmir. I don't even know why I made that question up. I'm pretty sure it's that. When was the line? See, this is the LOC. I'm pretty sure it was done in 47. What does POK stand for? I had fun doing this one. Pakistan Officer Corps. The Peshmer Occupation Khalilstad. I actually made that word up. The people of Korea, because it's such a longest one, isn't it? The Pakistan occupied Kashmir. I mean, that should be really easy, but you still got to think. What has Pakistan been attacking Poonch with? 120mm mortars. This was an interesting one. The M982 Excalibur artillery. It's actually artillery that's sort of like guided cruise missiles. The thing is, it depends on your. Some people might find this more challenging than I do. They might not really, and that's what it's designed for. I mean, it's like 2 cruise missiles. What area has not been under Pakistani fire? This is a difficult one, because I don't know any of these places, but I'm pretty sure that it's, I don't know. Let's just see. I got his guessed. 4 out of 5. Got this one wrong. Look at that. It must be 72. Yeah. So there you go. Anyway, I'll leave it at that, and I'll speak to you later. Cheerio.